I recently put out a video titled, "I'm excited about the new emblems and variants," and you'd think I said a bunch of horrible things and tried to anger people intentionally with that video. Although, to be fair, the backlash wasn't that bad. I post Destiny videos, so trust me, the response I got wasn't the worst. Regardless, anytime I saw someone say, "It's just emblems, it's just cosmetics," or anything of that sort, I replied with, "I think you missed my point," and then directed them to a part of the video where I said this. Now for me personally, I'm super excited about this. Not because of what is already here and what was mentioned in the blog post, but instead because of the potential this offers. That was the entire point I was making, and was the most important in my eyes, but it didn't come off as such. But as I said, I, like many of you, could care less about the emblems. I'm with you there 100%. This game has very little in terms of chase, and emblems aren't going to bring people back. I get that, but my intent with the video was something I didn't convey, and it caused confusion. This confusion was caused because I wasn't clear enough. This is something that I've realized as a content creator, and have now learned I need to be more clear in the future, and that video taught me that. But with that said, with this video, I want to explain as to why I feel the emblems was a really good step in the right direction from a development standpoint, and I hope this time I convey it properly. With development, structure and foundation are key parts to making great programs, and in this case, a video game. The emblems themselves I'm not excited for, but when I sat down and really thought about it, I saw the potential this has, and that word potential was something I threw around the comment section without clarification. And because of this, I sounded like Bungie. Them saying, "we're listening," was the same as me saying, "it has potential." So with this video, I'm going to attempt to clear things up. I once again, in this video, like last video, am going to use Bungie's own words from the TWAB, but this time I'm going to replace some keywords, and then once I read through that, I'm going to explain how that ties together with the potential the emblems have. So let's read through the reworded TWAB. Weapons and armor in Destiny 1 were sought-after collectibles. In D2, with the exception of a few popular weapons, the community has deemed most weapons lackluster. In D2, we want to pivot weapons and armor more towards its predecessor by making finding weapons and armor meaningful. We want to go further in the direction of weapons and armor pieces as means of exposing achievement. An example that ties this all together are the new Nightfall unique rewards. These weapons have several routes to acquire them. One, for example, drops from specific Nightfall strikes, and others, in some cases, only above certain score thresholds, and we expect some of them to be quite rare. In addition, some of these weapons enable unique bonuses, such as a Fireteam bonus to Vanguard token drops, but that's just one example. There are more to seek out, and we hope you enjoy some of the ones we've tucked away for you to find. This is the first round of this new direction. We hope to do more, and to learn from your responses to it. Future releases may revisit or add new weapons and armor pieces for underserved achievements, and more variants may appear for the more popular weapon and armor pieces we've added to the game. Now that sounds like a much better update, right? This is the potential I was talking about. I see this emblem update as paving the path for updates like the one I just made up. I'm optimistic here, but I do see this as a potential for the system in the future. The emblems won't bring people back, but farmable rare weapons and armor pieces would. People want meaningful loot, and I'm speaking for a lot of people when I say this, but I feel if my made-up update had been the actual update, people would be singing a much different song. I know people are upset with Bungie, and I know people jump the gun when they're passionate alongside being upset. I personally may have jumped down people's throats in some cases in the comment section, but with passion, well, you make passionate statements. As I said, like you, I saw this update and was initially disappointed, but I really thought about what it could mean for the future, and that's why I was excited. I'm 100% certain people will call me out for having so much confidence in Bungie, and trust me, I realize that having that level of confidence is basically blind fanboyism at this point. I'm fully aware of how much having that level of confidence can backfire on me, and I will openly admit I was wrong when and if that time comes. Right now, Bungie as a group is a bunch of people on a sinking ship, and there's no way off that ship, so all they can do is patch the leaks and hope to make it back to shore. Once they're back on shore, they then can make improvements on the ship so it doesn't start sinking again. Right now, they are on course to make it back to shore, but those leaks that they just patched are on the verge of bursting again, and there's no certainty as to whether or not they will hold. March 27th is when patch 1.1.4 will be deployed. That's when Bungie will either make it back to shore or the ship sinks. If they do make it back to shore, that's when we as a community will decide if we should get back on that ship again, because we as a community know that same ship almost sunk in the past. It's dangerous to get on a highway in a car that has had bad brakes in the past. It's dangerous to get on a plane that had engine failure. It's dangerous to get on a ship that almost sunk. However, if the brakes were replaced, the engine was fixed, or the holes were patched by professionals who do it correctly, then there's no cause for concern. This is how I see Destiny 2 right now. It's that proverbial car, plane, or ship here. We just have to wait and see how the professionals handle the repairs.